my god, I've literally just started recording and I can already feel my tummy rumbling. And it's like, girl, you are not getting fed for at least an hour. Anyway, hi, welcome back, or welcome to, perhaps. Don't want to isolate anyone. Rough as Rats with me, Maisie, one of the worst podcasts out there, but above every single podcast that a straight white man hosts. Maybe, but there are some funny ones. But like, I'm talking about the ones where they're like, this is why women should shave their vagina. And it's like, okay, you're a paedophile. Anyway, don't want to start off on a bad note. This is literally, I was vlogging before this. I have a whole story to tell you about that. I was vlogging before this and I was like, if I got signed with management, I would not want them to censor me. Like, I would not want them to try and change me. Like Peter said in the Hunger Games, I don't want the games to change who I am. And we'll speak about that as well because, spoiler alert, I have started reading the Hunger Games books for the first time. And oh my shart is the only words I can say. I am obsessulated. There is a lot to cover this week. Oh my days. Hello, welcome, first of all. It's taken me so long to actually sit down and film this today. I'm home alone. Yes, because we all know, well, if you're an avid viewer, or if you at least know, I don't know, maybe 1-2 episodes, every single time I try and film a podcast episode, my family want to get out their pots and pans and they want to scream at the top of their lungs, and they just want to make so much noise. Any other time, they're as silent as a mouse, unless my brother's home. Fucking hell, elephant feet. Anyway, so I'm home alone, so I was like, I'm going to get up early, because I'm filming this on the day that I'm putting it out, because I'm awful. But I was like, get up early, film the podcast, edit the podcast, eat the toast, shit the toast, God, life's relentless. Like, that's a little Peep Show reference for my fans out there. But I was like, get up early, film it, edit it, post it. Maybe even be able to edit a vlog. You know, like, maybe there's bars to this, there's levels to this shit. No, I have been literally awful all morning. Took me ages to get out of bed. Then I got ready and it took me ages to do that. Then my nana comes over because she needs a vintage parcel label, which I was like, valid, fair. Then I'm talking to her for a bit, catching up, haven't seen my nana in a while, catch up. And then my mum's texting me, can you talk to the builders? Because there's builders outside right now, which is why my blinds are drawn so that they can't see in, and they see me thinking, this girl, like, white people. They're also white, but they're like, they have work ethic. I have work ethic, but I'm just sat on my grimmest chair talking to a camera. They're probably going to think you've never known a hard day's work in your life. I challenge you to 1 hour on the floor at Wagamama. That's hard work. Anyway. They're not even saying anything. I'm not beefing them. They're actually really nice people and they work quick. I said this not in my last podcast episode, but the one before. Was it called Hope Core? I can't really remember. I can't remember anything these days. I'm awful. Like, this is my memory now in the prime of my life. Fuck. But they are working so quickly. Like, they've made this whole structure for this garden office and now they're like low-key decorating, and I'm like, oh, you guys are good. Anyway, so there's a lot going on today. So now I'm finally sitting down to record this at the ripe time of 12 p.m. I'm going out for dinner tonight because it's all going on. Anyway, I had a slice of shit on toast this morning. Basically, I had like Cadbury's chocolate spread on toast, and I feel so gluttonous when I eat that. I'm like, you are genuinely disgusting, but nothing will stop me eating, which I know this is a big discussion at the moment, and I'm not going to say anything. Well, I'm not going to say too much. I always say something about like diet culture, not even diet culture, but just like celebrities in the public eye and how slim they really are. And I just think it's obviously damaging for people with eating disorders and for young girls specifically, like that being the beauty standard, and these are the biggest celebrities in like the public eye at the moment. But this is your reminder that you are allowed to eat. My God, like, and fuck me, do I do it. I eat, and I just think, you know, that clip of that, what was it? Who was it? Hello? That didn't make any sense. That clip of fuck, what is her name? Megan Trainor. Was it Megan Trainor when she was like, I tried to have an eating disorder and then that evening I was like, Mum, can you make me a sandwich? That clip, I never know whether you're allowed to laugh at that because like, what the fuck? But also, when I was younger, when I would think I was fat, I would be like, oh, I'm not going to eat. And it would literally get to the evening. And she was right. I would get to the evening and I'd be like, fuck, I'm starving. So this is your reminder that you are allowed to eat. And I do feel bad. And I hope that the people that are that dangerously slim are okay and they're getting help. But then also like people, they go out and they're like, oh, this is the healthiest and happiest I've ever been. And I'm like, maybe happy, healthy, question mark, ... exclamation point. Anyway, that's not what I was speaking about. Oh, I had that slice of toast for breakfast, right? I woke up the dog. Sorry, I had to... what? I had to... Hello? He can hear something. Trouble is brewing. Speak on it. He doesn't want to speak on it. I had to delete something from my camera because I looked at the camera and I was like, oh, I only have 39 minutes worth of footage on this SD card. And I was thinking, that's just not going to do. So I have my slice of toast, I get ready, and then I'm thinking, I need to brush my teeth. But even though I know that I should be using my electric toothbrush, because if you've watched my last episode, I go into depth about how bad my teeth are from a dentist's point of view. From mine, they're perfect. From a dentist, is my tooth gem still on? Yeah, that picture is coming with me to the grave, I swear to God. But I should be using my electric toothbrush, but I'm lazy this morning, so I use a manual toothbrush. And not only am I using a manual toothbrush, I'm using a manual toothbrush that I'm pretty sure is one of my sick toothbrushes, which if you're not aware of what that means, I don't think anyone is, bar me, all bar one. Hey! So basically, I have essentially a wardrobe of toothbrushes. Toothbrush? What? In my toilet. Well, my toilet, it's a family toilet, but it's basically on the back of my wall. So it's essentially an ensuite, but not quite, because I'm not that rich, okay? And I'm not rich at all. I've got fuck all money in my account. Actually, I've got quite a bit, but I had to switch, like I said, I switched banks to get more money. So anyway, so I'm in the toilet and there's about 5, 6, no, I'm not doing a 6-7 joke, not after Keir Starmer ruined it. Seeing that video of him doing a 6-7 with those school kids, if I was one of those children, when I like get 10 years older and I look back, I'd be like, why the fuck did I not just knock the living daylights out of him? That stupid fuck. Anyway, sorry, we all know how passionate I feel about hating Keir Starmer. So there's about 5 toothbrushes in my toilet, maybe 4. My electric toothbrush, which is like, you know, my bread and butter when I can be bothered. And then I have 2 of the same toothbrushes, one which is significantly more beat up than the other. It's just a pink toothbrush. And then I have this like clear toothbrush, again a manual one, a bit of like a harder scrubbing action, like the bristles are more like hard as opposed to like a medium sort of vibe. And then I think I have one more, which might be an eco toothbrush. The only 2 toothbrushes, I don't know the plural of that, if that's even the right thing to say, that are safe to use are my electric toothbrush and the less beat up pink toothbrush. The other 3 are exclusively toothbrushes that I use when I have a migraine or a hangover to force myself to be sick, okay? And if you don't like talking about sick, maybe skip ahead by a minute or 2. I don't know how long I'm going to speak on this for, but when I'm ill and I need to be sick, I am not letting it just sit there. I am letting it come up and tell its truth, okay? Because the thing about me, if I feel like I need to be sick, I will force it out, okay? And that is what that toothbrush is for. And I don't use it for any other reason, just when I'm ill. I would never just force myself to be sick for any other reason. Apart from when I was at uni, I did that every day. And when I look back, people were like, oh, so did you have an eating disorder? I'm like, no, I think I was just so anxious that I made myself sick so that I couldn't just like projectile vomit throughout the day at uni, because I was so worried that I'd do that. So I just forced myself to be sick in the morning. That is another stone unturned that needs to be addressed in therapy. Anyway, so I just have those toothbrushes there so that when I'm ill, I have a toothbrush that is safe to use. And when I'm ill, there are no, I'm so vulnerable, I'm so weak that I'm just not thinking about, I shouldn't put this toothbrush down my throat because it's probably got sick residue on it. I'm just there, absolutely honking up chunks of whatever is left in my stomach, if not bile, bile. Anyway, so that happened. Also, I don't know if you can tell this about my appearance from that far away, but I have taken my lip piercing out because, oh my god, that lip piercing was pissing me off. I don't know if it was too long, but I do know it was in there for too long because fuck me, it was annoying. Every time I kissed my beloved boyfriend, okay? Which, can I just add, I need to remember to say on this story, but little sidetrack, hopefully. I posted a video of me and Michael the other day on TikTok, and the first and only comment it got at first was, "She's punching." You should have seen my face in lifetime. I was like this. Me? Maj, why are you on such high alert, bruh? Chill out. I was calling him chopped and unk earlier, and I think he's low-key mad. I don't know why he's sitting there, because he was fuming. I had to give him a little, like, fish cube after, which, that shit stinks. And you eat that for fun? Have some self-respect. Anyway, if people are home and they want to come inside, I'm actually going to lose my rag. What are you looking at? You're scaring me, boy. It's because he can't see. So the blinkers are on because the blind's down. Mash, please, chill out. You're acting awfully unk right now. Nah, he's fuming. Side-eye, Mash. Put that head down, boy. Anyway, what the fuck was I even saying? Oh, I took my lip piercing out. Oh, I got called chopped. No, oh my god, I got called, said I was punching, and I replied to it, just like a slideshow of pictures of myself, and I put good one. And I was thinking, no the fuck I'm not. God forbid you see an attractive couple. Not just an attractive couple, but a man that actually likes his girlfriend. Like, I think Michael likes me. Sometimes I'm there like, you hate me. But on the whole, like, he is so supportive of everything I do. He's so understanding. He's so level-headed. I could never. So I am punching in the sense of, like, in terms of personality and how good he is to me. But in terms of looks, like, I think we're just an attractive couple. Like, get over it. Like, calm yourself. And she had no profile picture, so I was thinking, we can go profile for profile. Like, post a picture of yourself. If you are gonna hide behind those big words, post a pic of yourself first. Because one thing about me, I know I'm laying. I know I'm sexy when I have the right amount of makeup on, even sometimes with no makeup, especially with a face mask. When I have that green slop all over my face, I'm like, damn, I look good enough to eat. But I was thinking, don't do that with no profile pic. Coward! You are worse than the Cowardly Lion in Wicked for Good, which we'll get onto that. Anyway, what was I even saying? Oh, I took my lip piercing out. Because I was like, I know that she's rubbing up on my teeth. Like, she's trying to catch a wine on those teeth. Sorry, that was genuinely awful. White girl saying wine. Death. Anyway, so I was thinking, she's got to come off. Like, there's no way. It's not happening. So I tried to take her out, and the pain from trying to undo the ball was so bad that my finger hurt for like 2 or 3 days after. I then go up to my brother's cave. I ask him to take it off. It's not happening. So the next day I have to go to a piercer to get her to take it off. And I love this woman. She's not the person that pierced it, but I will not be going back to where I got it pierced. Well, I have reason. I just think they're like low-key scary, but also just very unhelpful. Like, the last time I went in there and I asked for a ball because the ball on my lip piercing fell off, the receptionist just laughed at me and she was like, well, the piercer's not in today. And I was like, well, could you grab me a ball? Or like, does anyone else have any knowledge of what ball? She was like, I don't know, like, oh, sorry. And they just kept laughing at me, and I was like, fuck off, like, don't piss me off. Anyway, so I got it taken out, and I also got one of my nose rings switched to a stud, and I got my septum ring switched to the 2-ball septum, because I was like, my nose is very long as it is, and this is not time for slander on my nose, because I do low-key love my nose now. It makes me, it makes me look like my dad, and why wouldn't I want to look like a 66, almost 67-year-old man? I swear, like, my dad's just fab. Like, I love my dad, so like, why would I want to remove it? Also, like, I am such a proud fuller. I've spoken about this before, but I love my name. I love my name so much that I do genuinely, no, do not disturb on, please. I always forget to do that, and then someone texts me and I get a little bit scary, a little bit angry. Do not disturb on. The world out. Podcast time in. I actually have been thinking about not wanting to change my name if I get married. If Michael has the right idea and proposes at some point, I would be very reluctant to change my name because Maisie Fuller is just who I am. Like, it's obviously like your name is part of your identity, but like think some people probably, like normal people, don't think that much into their name. Me, nay, I'm thinking about my name 24/7. Anyway, so I took my lip piercing out. I also have a new little fun thing on my hand. I don't know if you can see this, and obviously if you're just listening to this you won't be able to, but there's a scratch on my pinky finger on my right hand, and that's because the other day me and Michael went to Tobley Cabin, best place on earth, and there is a kitten there, a naughty torty kitten, okay? And one thing about me, this is something that I don't speak about often because I'm very scared of what will happen if I do, okay? And it's not about politics because believe me, I'm not scared to say what I think there. I like cats, okay? Actually, no, I love cats. I think cats are very cute, but I'm scared shitless of them, okay? Not shitless, but I'm like low key, half and half. Like I could half be scared shitless and I could half keep the shit in. Like I GUN to my head, okay? Not that there is one, please. Because that's a paranoid thought I keep having recently, that someone's going to, like, stab me at the cinema. If there's someone sat behind me at the cinema, I'm like, you're going to strangle me. Like, this is just not normal thinking anyway. But I am a dog person, okay? Take it or leave it, I'm a dog person. I obviously have my two beautiful boys, Mashi and oh, I stroked him and now he's angry. Sorry, bruh. I have Mashi and Banji. Before Mash and Banji, we had a golden retriever called Binchy and a half cocker spaniel, half basset hound, goated dog called Blousey. We also looked after a jug, half Jack Russell, half pug. I'm a dog person. When I see a dog out and about, I'm like, let me pet that. Especially other golden retrievers, big dogs. I'm a big dog fan. Bernese Mountain Dog, Newfoundland, Husky. I'm talking any and all dogs. Small dogs. Is it a Scottish Terrier? The ones that are on the Radley purses. Fuck! I love those dogs. Scotty dogs, yeah. Goated. Dogs that I don't love, dogs that can't breathe, okay? Because, like, why are we doing this? Also, not a fan of, badly behaved dogs. Actually, I can't say that. Mash literally once was in the park being walked and he stole a boy's bike helmet and ran off with it. And the little boy was screaming and his parents were trying to help, but they were also low-key laughing. Well, yes. Anyway, I love dogs, right? Dogs I love because I've had them. And don't get me wrong, I've had cats. Growing up, we had cats. But with dogs, you can tell their body language a lot easier than a cat. A dog wants you to stroke it, it's loving up on you, it's putting its face in your face, it's like leaning on you. It doesn't want you to stroke it, it will snarl, right? Or it will distance itself. A cat, you could be loving up on that thing, stroking it. Straight to the face. No, I don't like it. I don't like that. I want to know where I stand with you. It's wagging its tail. It fucking hates you. You know, oh, let me love up on you. Let me rub up on you. Oh, I'm going to go on my belly. Fuck off. That is cats. And I don't trust them because if a cat bit me, I actually think I'd go into like anaphylactic shock. I know that's not the right term, but I'd go into like some form of shock where my body would shut down. I remember vividly, okay, these sort of things, they don't leave you. My old doctor's surgery, I'm walking up the ramp, okay, it's obviously inclusive, it's a doctor's doy. Anyway, this cat is sat there and I'm thinking, oh, hi, let me give you a little stroke. The minute I start stroking it, it's loving up on me. Literally, maybe less than 2 seconds later, scratched. And I'm thinking, am I the bad person for calling you a C word right now? Probably, because you're a cat and I'm a person and I should be able to... Again, bro, I should be able to regulate my emotions. I can't do it. Because why the fuck did you do that? What did I do to you? I was loving up on you. I basically risked my life to give you some sweet love. And this is what I get for it in return. Fuck off. So that is why I'm very scared. Not very scared of cats, but I'm just very wary of them. Also, like, I would always choose to get a dog over a cat. Cats are great because they're more low maintenance, but they're still a pet, let's not forget. Dogs, fuck me, having a dog, it's literally like, it's goated. I know that he's pissed off at me at the moment because I called him chopped and unk, but he is goated. And like, I could, obviously you can't confidently say 100% that a dog would never bite you, but Mash, this dog right here, bro, I'm telling you, this is the closest I've ever been to being like, I 100% guarantee you he would not snap at someone. He has got the best temperament, and that is probably down to him being a golden retriever, the elite breed of dog. The elite breed of dog. Same as like Labradors. Oh, I love a Labrador. But cats, now that's scary boots. Anyway, I have a whole list of things that I was like, let me write some stuff down to talk about. Have I accidentally deleted it? No. Perfect. Okay. Keir Starmer 6-7 video. Scratch not trusting cats. Retiring my lip piercing. Done. Sick toothbrush. Done. What the hell was I actually thinking about? I was thinking about starting the Hunger Games books. This is what I was going to say. I can't get over how good those books are, and I'm going to do a proper book club about it. And I know you might be thinking, why would you do a book club reviewing the Hunger Games? It's not so much a review because everyone kind of, well, it kind of is low-key a review, but in the reviews that I do of books, I give like a little plot. I might just skip over that because like every fucker and their mum knows what happens in the Hunger Games. But it's more just going to be like a fun discussion where I'm just talking about what I think about the Hunger Games because, oh my God, literally so goated. So goated. Peter Malark, me and Lara were saying this. Well, Lara said it and I agreed. I'm not going to take her nachos for this. Top 5 fictional characters of all time. Oh my fuck, I love that man. And because I only watched the films last year, I didn't know much about like the lore behind the Hunger Games, and oh my fucking God, I'm so excited for the new film. Woody Harrelson in that wig. He so gorgeous. Anyway, the point is, I just think reading those books now, because it's always been 2 years since I watched the films, I couldn't really remember everything from the films. So then I was like looking up what happened in the films, comparing it to the book. Obviously, they miss out a lot of stuff that happens in the book. And that's kind of like timing issues and whatnot, and like, I guess, logistics. And also a huge part of it, which Lara made me aware of, is that the Hunger Games are either a PG or a 12. So they can't put in like some of the really nitty gritty stuff. But fuck me, Suzanne Collins, guess what? I think you can really write a book. Yes. Take that compliment or leave it, if you will. I can't get over it. So I've just finished The Hunger Games, the first book, and I read that in 2 days, less than 2 days, which is huge for me because I can never read a book that long in such a little amount of time. But that's how good it was. I could not put it down. In the lorry yesterday, we were on the M3 and I was just tearing through that book. So now I'm on Catching Fire. Literally can't wait to read this. And also because the books are from Katniss's perspective, so like you're finding out things as she is, but then you also, like me, I have knowledge from the films. So goated. Can't wait to finish those books. Can't wait to read Sunrise on the Reaping. Hopefully paperback will be out. Actually, no, I don't think paperback is coming out till March, and I would definitely be reading that book before then. And I fucking hate hardback books so much. Why do they bring them out hardback first? Why? I hate hardback books. Anyway, let's not get onto that. Well, let's talk about it. They're dumb. They're stupid. They're impractical. I like to break the spine of a book. Sue me. Don't do that. And hardback books are just so annoying, and they're so heavy and big. Like, the fuck? Who wants to take that through T5 at Heathrow? Who wants to take that to the North Terminal at Gatwick? No one. Anyway, whatever. Like, don't even piss me off. Don't get me started. But those books, so good. I really want, and I know a lot of people have been saying they want a book of Finnick, like finding out Finnick's upbringing, his games, and then like what happened to him after in the capital. I don't know if she'll do it because me and Lara, like, this is me just reiterating what Lara said, but like, obviously, like, spoiler alert if you don't know, but after Finnick wins the games, he's literally like sexually exploited so badly. How the fuck are they going to put that in a PG film without completely like undermining the severity of it? Do you know what I mean? I personally, and here's my pitch, Suzanne Collins, if you want my 2 pence on this, okay? I would like a book about the 25th quarter quell, because obviously all the quarter quells are different. 25th, they vote in the tributes. 50th, Haymitch's games, they double the amount of tributes from each district, so there's 48. Fuck me, I would be useless. I think I'd get taken out by all 47 other people. And then the last quarter quell is the one that Katniss is in, the 75th, where it's old victors who have won the games. That from President Snow, jail time. Well, we know what he got, but awful man, awful. Anyway, Ray finds us him though. He has got all these baddies under his belt. Anyway, so I want a little story about the 25th one, because you don't know. It's only fan theories and like their own things that they've made up about who's won the 25th Hunger Games. I want to know who actually won it from Suzanne Collins. It would be so cool if she did more of like a deep dive into one of the other districts, because obviously they write a lot about District 12, a bit about like the career districts. I'd like it to be like District 8 or like District 6. Like, I want to know a district that we don't know that much about. Because I was thinking, like, District 4 is obviously Finnick and Annie, right? I think I'm right. And, like, Annie ends up winning because she, like, outswims everyone. Goated. Love her. But I'm just thinking, let's find out a little bit more about a district that we don't know so much about. Then let's make it a film. Then let's hold the auditions. Then let's give Miss Maisie F.L. Fuller an audition. I volunteer as tribute. Yes, you heard that right. That's a little memento from the first book, okay? I want to be in the film. I want to be in those fuck-ass outfits, okay? I will literally laser off every single one of my tattoos to be in that film. Or you can use them, or you can cover them up. You can do what you want, okay? I'm not choosy. I want to be in that film, okay? I want to be there. I want to be part of it. I want to be part of the lore. I want to meet Woody Harrelson. I want to see him in that wig. I know that he wouldn't be in the 25th film. What? The 25th Games? Because he wouldn't have been alive, right? No, you fucking idiot. No, he wouldn't have been. Because he was in the 50th Games and what? He was like 16? Anyway, the actor playing the young Haymitch as well is 6'1", and Woody Harrelson is 5'9". His depression made him shorter. Anyway, and his alcoholism. And getting older. Anyway, so I'm reading them, loving them. And I do low-key feel like people, like when people have been a fan of something for so long, they get really angry at like newer fans for being like, oh, I'm a diehard fan, because they're like, you weren't there when I was there. Okay, I'm still a fan. I've never said that I didn't like the Hunger Games. I was just too scared to read them growing up because I thought they seemed scary. I saw the word hunger and I was like, this is going to be sad, so I'm not going to read it. So glad that I didn't, because it would have destroyed me. Like the chapters about Rue, oh my days. I was already depressed enough as a child for no real reason. The real reason to get depressed didn't hit me till I was 18. And then that hit me. Well, that definitely hit me because it was a man hitting me. Anyway, not the point. The point is, can't wait. Can't wait. Me and Lara are doing a rewatch of the Hunger Games soon. Literally, I'm going to be awful. I'm going to be like unresponsive for a few days because the edits that I get of Peter Millark, free me. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Wicked for Good, because that's something I was going to speak about. I've started doing a little series on my other channel, my main channel, this is what I was going to say about falling off vlogging. It kind of like wraps in, but I've been doing more stuff. So like I've been posting consistently on my podcast, and then I did a video where I spoke about all the films that I watched in October. And because I've been splitting my time sort of that way, my vlogging has really fallen off. And the other day I was like, oh, like I'm just awful and I've fallen off. Like this is not going to happen. And then I was like, low-key, cut yourself some slack because you're doing a lot of stuff as well. Like that isn't vlogging. But I guess because vlogging's always been like my bread and butter, I'm just a bit like, oh my god, I'm nothing without it. Yeah, the fuck I am, okay? Don't say that about yourself, bitch. Like, you're okay. God, it's gonna be okay. Me. But I'm just a bit like, fuck. Like, have I fucked it? So I've literally not been vlogging anything, and I've been doing so much recently. I'm so busy. I don't know how I've gotten this busy, because I have a very small group of friends who I love so dearly. I was literally reflecting on 2025. I can't wait for my podcast episode where I reflect on the year, because it's going to be a banger. Just trust me on that. But I just feel like I've really fallen off, and I'm doing Vlogmas this year, and I'm only doing it weekly instead of daily because I just don't have, like, I can't do it daily. Last year it would be different if someone was editing the vlogs for me, but it's all me. It's nothing but net. It's all me. So I just can't, it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I've fallen off, but yeah, I did a video about, well, I've not fallen off yet. I'm still here. I'm grasping on. Every so often I get really annoyed at myself for not clinging to my like 10 minutes of TikTok fame when it happened in 2022 and like pushing more for like people to like follow my YouTube. But who cares? Here we are. Like, we can't, let's just touch wood that things work out for me, because fuck me, I need it. Anyway, so I've been making videos about, like, I made that video about what I watched in October. I'm going to do one for November, then I'll do a yearly review. And obviously this month was quite big for new releases. I watched Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Fuck! Goated! Another Woody Harrelson banger. Anyway, so I watched Wicked for Good, but I did the double bill. And I'll speak about this in my November watches. But I just want to recap the little bits that I wasn't a huge fan of. Because guess what? I wasn't a huge fan of the second part, okay? It was only 20 minutes shorter than the first part, and yet it felt so rushed. They didn't really touch on Nessa becoming like Conda's the Wicked Witch of the East. She was just like, and now I'm known as the Wicked Witch of the East. And I was like, says who? Says fucking who? Like, no one else has said that. Ethan Slater was acting his little tin butt off. Like, he was foaming. And now all this stuff being like, him and Ariana broke up. And everyone was like, oh, so he wasn't acting. And it was like, girl, he was a fucking tin man. Yes, he was. Anyway, so I hate Nessa Rose. First and foremost, she just pisses me off. Okay, I just don't. No. The second half is, obviously, I saw a video of someone talking about this being like, the second half of Wicked as a musical is sort of like wrapping up the loose ends of like, so what happened to Elphaba and the lead up to when she like gets melted by the water. The songs are weaker than the first half. Obviously, it has No Good Deed, and it also has For Good. I have been changed for good. I just think, I didn't cry. I cried a lot in the first half, and I loved the first half. I didn't cry much in the second half. I thought it was just a bit disjointed. Ariana's acting. Ariana! She was acting her ass off. She was so good. The two new songs, both so mid. So forgettable. And I was just like, what are we doing? Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. I don't know. And like the throwback to young Galinda, I just felt like it didn't seem much like Galinda. And I don't want to be a hater of a literal child actress. I'm not saying she can't act. I'm just saying like it just didn't feel very like Galinda's like quite out there sort of very confident character. I know that the scene was her feeling down, but still I was just a bit like, I'm lost. And then yeah, Nessa Rose was just pissing me off. Like, she was literally ice for the Munchkins. And that was all so rushed. That scene of her was so rushed. And then the whole, what was the other part I hated? Well, not hated, but I was just like, this is shit. Oh, Michelle Yeoh, she can't sing. So that ruined it. Especially finding out that Hannah Waddingham and Cheryl Lee Ralph, is that her name? It is. From Abbott. I don't want to be disrespectful. Yeah, Cheryl Lee Ralph. I know, that's right. She auditioned, and it's like, I know Michelle Yeoh is your friend, and she did 3 auditions, but she each time said, I can't sing. So why did you use her? It just doesn't, like, computer's not adding up. I just didn't like it. She can't sing. I thought her acting was very flat, and I've not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I know that she's a good actress. Like, I'm not disputing that, but I was just a bit like, you could have had it all. You could have had Hannah Waddingham, and I feel like she would have bodied as Madame Morrible. The meme that has come out of it being like, flip it over, Wicked Witch, that is hilarious. Like, don't get me wrong, she is acting up on those red carpets or yellow carpets, but I don't know, I just felt when it ended I was just a bit like, okay, so that's just like a film I've seen. And like, after watching the first one first, I was like, I'm so nervous it's not going to be good. And I was just a bit like, I don't know. Also, why did Jonathan Bailey as the Scarecrow look like Ryan Reynolds? I don't want to see that on my screen. And the Cowardly Lion. He was pissing everyone off. He had, what, 3 or 4 lines? And they were making such a huge deal about who would voice him. And don't get me wrong, I'm so happy it was Coleman Domingo and not James Corden. But, like, fucking hell. It felt as if it would be like... And everyone was like, I don't want it to be Lin-Manuel Miranda. Get my boy's name out of your mouth. I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. That is like the voice, that is the talent, the voice, the gumption of an absolute generation. Like, you're telling me you hate Lin-Manuel Miranda. Could you write Hamilton as like a college project? No, you couldn't. So, leave him alone, please. Anyway, I just wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of Wicked for Good, and I feel sad about that. But I also was like, oh, I'm going to rewatch it straight away. And then I was like, I'm not going to watch this again. Not until, like, it comes out on Sky and my mum wants to watch it. But I was just a bit like, God, it could have been one film. The fact that put both of those films together, that's 5 hours worth of like, film. Why? No need. Absolutely no need. Just don't piss me off. I think a lot of it was obviously, like, cash grab, because the amount of things that had Wicked on them, like Kraft mac and cheese, didn't it? I was thinking... Don't piss me off anyway, whatever. Nothing left to say about that. I just don't have the words for it. Anyway, something that has happened, I've been using spot patches again. I took a time off of using them because I was like, maybe I should just stop picking my face. That hasn't helped. So I bought more spot patches, which I used the ones from Superdrug's own brand, the flower ones, and I love them. And they were like, buy one, get one half price. So I was like, Michael, I'm going to buy some. He was like, okay. And I said to him, I was like, which ones should I get? And he was like, why don't you get the plain ones? And then I got Red to Filth. And I was like, no, they're not very pretty. And he went, yeah, they wouldn't look as nice on my walls. Because one thing about me, and this is kind of fun, wherever I go, I leave a spot patch behind, okay? There are spot patches on my bedside table. There are spot patches on the wall in that toilet. There are spot patches in my dad's lorry. There are spot patches in the toilet upstairs. There are spot patches on Michael's wall back home in Brighton. Well, he's got home. That's his home, not my home. There's spot patches on his bedroom wall in Brighton. That's what I mean. So where I go, there is a trail of spot patches left behind. And it's like, we could avoid this if I, 1, put them in the bin, but 2, didn't pick my skin, because my skin is pretty bad at the moment. Like, actually, it's awful. Like, my skin is really bad, and it's because I pick it, but also, like, my winter arc, and this is going to turn me evil, I fear, it's the fact that my eczema is coming back, and it's not even real eczema, it's just extremely dry skin, which got made worse from working in hospitality. I think it was contact dermatitis, is that what it's called? Whereas, like, you get really dry, irritated red skin from using, like, Blue Roll and like sanitizing spray, but now because it's so cold, the in between of my fingers are so dry and so red, and so is under one of my knees but only on one of my legs. It's evil. There's no need for it to happen, and it makes me so angry, and I can really feel it in the mornings or when I just go to bed. Also, I've been sleeping like shit recently because these pajamas just ride up, like, I'm still wearing them obviously, but they ride up my leg, okay, cheeky, throughout the night, and I wake up being like, what the fuck, like, angry. I wake up angry. I also had a dream. In my dream, I sleep texted someone asking what was for their lunch, and it caused such outrage that they shut a Waitrose down because of it. And so when I woke up, I was like, so scared. Also, Alexander Skarsgård was in one of my dreams the other day, and I was like, he's Leng, like, there is no doubt about it. But after watching Big Little Lies, I'm terrified of him. I think if I saw him in person, I'd be like, step back, step away. Especially, no, I can't say that. Anyway, it's not something bad about him, it's something bad about someone I know. But I think he's Leng. I think he's gorgeous. But now I'm just a bit like, oh, like, I know that he's in a new film, that BDSM film about, well, gay. Well, gay, but I want to watch it, but I'm also a bit like, you scare the boots off of me now, mister. And he's 50. No, he's not. No, he's not. He is 50 and flirty. Hello? What did I just say? Also, another dream I had. Okay, this is maybe like a whole episode in itself, but I had a dream the other night and I woke up and I felt so violated because in that dream, I was about to sleep with Jamie Oliver. Okay? I just need a minute to breathe there. I can't believe those words just came out my mouth. I was going to sleep with Jamie Oliver, and don't get me wrong, Jamie Oliver isn't a bad looking guy, and me and my mum used to watch his DVDs of him cooking in like his garden, like in his greenhouse. And the theme tune, we had it memorized, like those were the days, and I loved watching them. And then he put his grubby little paws all over Cocoa Pops and ruined it for everyone else. And I get it, you want kids to eat healthy, okay? Make healthy food cheaper and make bad food more expensive. And I'm not talking about Ben and Jerry's or Lynn. You're expensive enough, okay? Just stay there. If anything, go down a bit. But he ruined it, right? So I have very strong opinions on Jamie Oliver, and my parents, they love him. They watch his cookery shows all the time, and I'm thinking, get this guy off my screen. So then the other day, you can imagine my shock when I woke up and I thought, why was Jamie Oliver trying to bonk me in my dreams? And I'll tell you what happened, right? Because I can remember this vividly, because I woke up being like, I woke up just before we could bonk, so I was like, damn, because even in my dreams, I'm like, don't cheat, girl. Like, that's awful. I'm like, don't do that. Because the fuck? Because when Michael cheats on me in my dreams, I'm like, you are the scum of the earth. So then when I do it, I'm like, you are awful. You are awful. That's terrible. Anyway, God, it's quite distressing, to be honest with you. So anyway, in my dream, I'm with Jamie Oliver. We're straight into like me and him having some sort of back and forth, right? We go to this place in Hampton Court Palace. Random. He's checking us into a hotel room, and I make a comment about him being married. So I'm obviously just a different version of me in this dream, but I'm fucking awful. Like, I'm pretty bad right now as a person, but I'm not a cheater, okay? No. Hell no. So then I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing? I know, and I wouldn't ever, obviously I'm a taken woman, okay? Thank you very much. But if I wasn't a taken woman and I found out that a man had a girlfriend or a wife, I would never. So in this dream, I was like, the fuck are you doing? Get up, bitch. So anyway, we're at this check-in desk. They're talking to me. And he's like, oh, she's annoying, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, don't say that about Jules Oliver. You can't. You can't possibly. And so then we're just there, we're about to get this room, and then everyone I know turns up to be there. My mum, my dad, Michael's half-brother, and their family. And I'm talking to my mum, and I'm like, Mum, Jamie Oliver has just booked me and him a room. And she's like, the fuck are you talking about? And then I go to find him, and he's like in his car, and I think like he goes to kiss me, and I'm just like, what's going on? And then I wake up. So before anything saucy could go down, I wake up, because I think even in my dream I'm like, I know this shit's wrong, but what the fuck? I was so baffled. And when I woke up, I was like, who can I talk to this? What? Who can I talk to about this? Like, I can't talk to anyone, because like it didn't happen, but also it feels so invasive that I even dreamt it. And I hated it. I truly hated it. I can't even begin to describe to you how much I didn't like it. And I just think, hell no. And then, like, even when characters cheat, I'm like, don't let me down. But I have been thinking about this a lot recently. I am a Carrie Bradshaw defender. Let me explain why before you jump down my throat. If you've seen Sex and the City, you obviously know who Queen Carrie Bradshaw is. And before I watched Sex and the City, every edit I saw with her in it, I was like, flop, boring, get up, girl. You hate Carrie Bradshaw because she reminds you of yourself. Let me break this down to you. When I take any quiz that's like, what Sex and the City character are you? I either get Carrie or Samantha. Never Charlotte, okay? I kind of low-key find Charlotte a bit annoying at times, because I'm just like, oh my god, drop the act, okay? I like her as, like, I think she's sweet, and I think, like, I don't know, I relate to Charlotte the least, anyway, and, like, she's also most definitely a Republican, so the three I relate to the other three more, and I think Miranda's very strong, and she's well-educated, and I like her a lot. Carrie, people hate Carrie because they see themselves in her, right? Because she is supposed to be this very real character. And don't get me wrong, I don't endorse her cheating on Aiden with Mr. Big. That is awful, right? But she, like, when she did all that shit, she was doing the most with Big, being like, get it while it's hot. And then she brought, like, the Big Mac to his door and, like, all of this stuff. And it's like, this is a humiliation ritual and I feel terrible for you. But it's like, people are slagging her off, and we're in the age where a boy will do you dirty and you send Jehovah's Witness to his door. You send someone with different patches of astroturf, fake grass, to his door. You are egging his house. So it's like, really? How different are you and Carrie? And I'm self-aware. I would have a column in Vogue and live beyond my means. Okay, that's what I do now. I don't have a column in Vogue, but I definitely live beyond my means. So it's like, you hate her because you are her. And it's like, you are going all this crazy shit for your situationship to try and be like, fuck you. He's laughing at you. And that's what Big was doing. Big, I hate that guy. But like, that is what you do when you're so enamored by someone. Why am I getting ill as the podcast episode goes on? Is anyone else picking up that? Is that just me? I'm scared, but I just think leave Carrie Bradshaw alone. And the more I see like episodes of it, I feel like you are just so relatable, and that's why everyone hates you. Also, every time I ask someone, oh, which of the Sex and the City girls do you think I'm like, they go, oh, I think you're like Carrie, and I'm like, at first I was like, that's offensive, but I also think like, I see it. I also think I'm not like Carrie in the sense of like, if my friend called me up being like, I need you, I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't, I'm having, what was it, like veal or like venison? Big's cooking me some meat, some baby meat. I would not do that. I would go and see my friend. But like, on the most part, as who she is, like as a character and her fundamentally, I think that people don't want to admit they like her because they think it's a weakness. It's not. She's just a real person. Like, she is one of the characters that feels the most real to me because I'm like, you are real. Like, you are a real person. And if I was Sarah Jessica Parker, I would feel so sad after Just Like That ended. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to watch Just Like That because to me, Sex and the City is my four girls. But like, she's acted as that character for so long and now she just has to say goodbye. Nah, this is why I think I could act if I tried. But I'd be awful because I'd be like, I don't want to leave this character behind. And then I'd probably morph myself into it. So maybe I wouldn't be able to act. I actually did used to do like perform when I was a child though. I was the only child brave enough to do a solo. I know, that's right. And I also did like GCSE drama, but then I didn't do it at college because I thought it was weird and I just didn't think I was like one of the theatre kids because I just didn't have that much confidence. Not actually, I don't think all of it is confidence. I think some of it is lacking self-awareness and how you come across to other people. I think maybe I was too self-aware to be a drama kid. But who knows? Also, like, imagine me with all my tattoos doing, like, a monologue from fucking Shakespeare. Like, come on now, no one's buying that. Anyway, what else had I written down? Oh, Christmas list. I would like a dentist appointment fully paid for. Oh, and then it says started Big Little Lies. That's a different. That is a completely different line. I asked for Christmas, I've asked for the most random stuff. I've asked for, like, a couple of books, a couple of makeup products, a perfume, a diary, and a couple of tops off of Vinted. I think that's literally all I've asked for. And now part of me is like, why didn't you just ask for, like, a filling? Because that would be, like, the budget of my family for Christmas. Because that's how expensive fillings are. Like, don't even piss me off. I have no words. Also, oh my god. Anyway, I also have been seeing a lot of in like American politics. This is just absolutely comical. Obviously, the new New York City mayor Zohran Mamdani met Donald Trump, and the actions and the photos that have come from that, genuinely gold to me. The hard launch of your situationship. Like, that is what it is giving when Donald Trump did a photo dump of his pictures of meeting Zohran Mamdani. Then pictures of him changed his hairstyle in like the same colour turtleneck as Zohran and also with no fake tan on. That is the effect a good looking man has on you. I'm sorry, like, and people being like, oh, I know he wants to give him some baba. Like, that is awful. That is actually awful, but it is so funny to me because the whole thing as well of him being like, well, you've called Trump a fascist, and then when Trump's like, you can just say it like it's okay, and then he's like, yeah, I did, and now he's like, oh, I'm so excited to work with him, and I actually think he could put a lot of positive change on New York, and I'm like, that's it. Like, fucking Trump is a sheep. He definitely has his favorite influencer on TikTok. Like, I'm sorry, but like the way he's so easily influenced is scary. I just think, like, you must be joking, surely. And actually, this is what I'm going to finish on today because this really made me laugh. But I did a TikTok about this, but I want to speak about it on here because I just think this is so funny. If any of you watch Slushy Noobs, love Slushy Noobs. I haven't watched them in a while, but I do love them. They're obviously like a Canadian duo. And now there's this like American hybrid version of them called Just Roommates, right? And they got really popular, like all of a sudden, like that. They made a YouTube channel, gained like 100,000 subscribers. When's it going to be my turn? Anyway. And then they did a mukbang and they ate McDonald's. And people were like, oh, that's not, because one of the guys is called Mohammed and he is the child of 2 immigrants that moved to America, right? So people were like, oh, Palestine, bro. Like, come on, it's not hard, the boycott. And then the other guy, Jake, had a flag up, the Blue Lines flag, which is to like show your support and respect for police officers. And people were like, oh, so you're a Trumpy and you don't care about Black Lives Matter and you're this, you're that. And so he had to do an apology where he opened it, and this is the worst way to open an apology. I'm not political, and I don't want to speak about politics, okay? That in itself is a privilege, and also grow the fuck up. Everything's political. Anyone that says they're not interested in politics, grow the fuck up. Pick up a book. Just look at the news headlines. Like, it's not hard, right? So he apologizes for it, and then he's always like, you know, I don't want to speak on politics. Da, 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 da. The other guy, Mohammed, also does a apology where he's like, I don't want to speak on politics. You know, that flag is just to show a sign of support. I've had it up since he's had it up since he was 14. All this shit. Then at the end, he just goes, and by the way, I'm not an immigrant. And everyone was just a bit like, what? He also was like, I didn't know about the boycott. That's bullshit. You have a phone. You're online. And he was like, I'm not online. I'm a triple major or whatever bullshit they do in America. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, they start posting again normally. That doesn't work because all the comments are like, cancelled. Your 15 minutes of fame lasted long. Shut the fuck up. Like, you're a Trumpy, okay? People have then found this Jake guy's voting records where he's registered as a Democrat, and then he makes a second apology video where he says, if you look at those records, I'm registered as a Democrat, but I'm leaning more towards conservatism. Or conservative. Sorry, I don't know if that made sense. And I was like, and you're trying to apologise and make people like you again, and you've just admitted you want to vote conservative? Like, that's not going to help you, you fucking idiot. Like, absolutely. Hello? Absolutely dumb. Oh, he's tired of this. Me too, bro. Like, I'm tired of these boys. So he says that, and he was like, my life was saved by a police officer. Of course I support BLM. And it's like, shut the fuck up, do you? And then he's saying all this shit, being like, you know, I never wanted to speak about politics on here. And it's like, you don't have to outwardly speak about them. You just have to show that you're not a fucking idiot and you're not, like, just slow. Do you know what I mean? And so he says that. And then nothing could have prepared me for this. And this is just absolutely, like, hilarious to me that he thinks that he could still come back after this. He goes, the only reason I was at that JD Vance rally is because it was free and on my campus. I'm sorry? I'm sorry, what? Free and on my campus. If a JD Vance rally was free and on my campus, you would have to drag me by my heels, kicking and screaming to get me there. You'd have to pay me. I wouldn't go because it's free. Okay? Because it doesn't matter. Whatever he says, and he was like, I don't like JD Vance, I just went because of this. It doesn't matter. You're still there. It looks like you're showing him support. You're a fucking idiot. And he was like, you know, I love content creation and I want to move on from this and I've taken the flag down. The flag was up in the first place. You didn't address it until you had to because it was like detrimental to what you're doing. And now you're trying to backtrack and be like, oh, I am a registered Democrat, but I lean towards conservative, even though I don't like JD Vance. If you don't like JD Vance, then you shouldn't be leaning towards conservative. Are you slow? Are you slow? Do you know what the police do in America? He was like, I'm not saying that I support police brutality. I was like, you support the police, you support police brutality. I fucking hate the police. I'll go on record and say that I fucking hate them. I think they're all pigs. You know what I mean? Especially in America. The police are ICE. ICE are the police. And you're trying to tell me that you respect the police. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. And any brand that does a brand deal with them from here on out, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. It is so easy to have empathy. It is so unbelievably easy to have empathy. Which is why when people say they're not political or they vote conservative or reform, I'm just like, you're a terrible person by choice. Okay, cool. You're a terrible person by choice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I got called a terrorist by one of my own family members. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap it up before I get too heated. Thank you very much for watching or listening if you're still here. Sometimes I do wonder if anyone makes it to the end, but if you do, I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Mash, he's bugging out. I need to open these blinds for him because he is itching to know what's going on. But yeah, thank you for watching. Can't believe that this is the 5th week in a row I've posted a podcast. Miracles do happen, hey? Bye-bye. Madam Morrible, Wicked Witch.